Hello everyone, this is Muhammad Al-Amin Mahmood Khan from Queensland, Australia. Today I'm here to present about volunteerism as a doctoral student of International University of Morality who does promote volunteerism in all over the world. Today I'm here to share some articles and videos provided by some experts and presented by some experts which are following. There's definitions by energizing.com, definition by Volunteering Australia by volunteeringaustralia.org, definition by Volunteer Centre Oxfordshire by ocva.org.uk, volunteerism is universal by United Nations Volunteers, why volunteer by DISS 7, why is volunteering important by idealist.org, volunteering and its surprisingly benefit by helpguide.org, and the benefit of volunteering by Volunteer Center of Sonoma Country, 5 reasons to do volunteer work while unemployed by Andre Spencer, the health of benefits of volunteering by Corporation of National and Community Service, volunteering may be good for body and mind from Harvard Women Health Watch, social impact of volunteerism by Point of Light, the benefits of business or of corporate volunteering by Chris Jarvis and Angela Parker realized what volunteering activities by Volunteer Ireland, types of volunteering by the Humanity Exchange, 5 different types of volunteering activities by Volunteer Weekly, most frequent volunteer activities by the Economic Daily, the power of volunteering by the Volunteer Center, youth volunteerism by Pillar Nonprofit, volunteering inspiration experience of one exchange student by Maxim Lanin, case studies by Volunteer Center Kensington and the Chelsea, Point of Light, concept of inspirational volunteerism. I'm here to promote volunteerism all over the world as a part of the students in International University of Morality. So, definition of principles of volunteering. Definition of formal volunteering is an activity which takes place through not-for-profit organizations or project and is undertaken to be of benefit to the community and the volunteer of the volunteer's own free will and without coercion for no financial payment and in designated volunteer positions only. The main principles of volunteering are volunteering benefit the community and the volunteer. Volunteer work is unpaid. Volunteering is always a matter of choice. Volunteer can't be forcible. Volunteer is not compulsory undertaken to receive pensions or government allowances. Volunteering is a legitimate way in which citizens can participate in activities of their community. Volunteering is a vehicle for individuals or groups to address human, environmental, and social needs. Volunteering is an activity performed as not-for-profit sector only. Volunteering is not an substitute for paid work. Volunteers do not replace paid workers, nor constitute a threat to the job security of paid workers in any kind of circumstances. Volunteering respects the rights, dignity, and culture of others, and volunteering promotes human rights and equality. How we define volunteer for Energize and what is not volunteering to us. Let's see, what is volunteering? Who is the volunteers? Who is the volunteer? There are many definitions, but no universal agreement. The following is what Energize uses as a working definition for their website. Volunteer, verb to choose to enact recognition of a need, which an attitude of social responsibility and without concern for mandatory profit going beyond one's basic obligation. The definition is from the introduction to By the People, A History of Americans and Volunteers. But it is not enough to only consider the verb form, add the noun form too, and from two perspectives. As a noun, volunteer from the perspective of the doer, someone who gives time, effort, and talent to a need or cause without profiting monetarily. Volunteer as a noun from the perspective of recipient of service, someone who contributes time, efforts, and talent to meet a need or further mission without going on the payroll. For many more definitions of commentary, including legal, governmental definitions from several countries, we can see on this website from the energize.com. What is not labeled volunteering but actually does fit the definitions above? Many things. what is called volunteer but is not part of volunteer as defined here, the all-volunteer army. The US military has a long tradition of using the word volunteer to mean voluntary, non-draft, unsecured service, but the soldiers are fully salaried once they are inducted. Historically, volunteer militias may have been both non-draft and non-paid. No one is paid for rebel, but only until funds are available. Note that there is irony here too, since countless soldiers learned and Mansoura never volunteer as self-protection. Medical volunteers. Again, the medical field relies on volunteer participation in drug and treatment trials, where the consequences may be risky, but more often than not the subjects are paid money. Not everything that's volunteer is volunteering, particularly is a free society. A few examples. In most cases, you can freely choose your friends, your job, your school, your place, and worship. You can join in a club, an association, a recreational sports team. Being a member is not in and of itself volunteering, although it is voluntary. However, if you become an officer, chair a committee, or give time to project, you do become a volunteer as defined on this side. Service done without remuneration, but within the reasonable expectation of being a family member, such as caring for a sick child or aging parent. Service done without remuneration, but within the reasonable expectation of being a citizen in a democratic country, such as voting and paying taxes, which is volunteer, but it's not volunteering. When airline agents ask for volunteers to give up their tickets on an overbooked plane in exchange for a free ticket anywhere on the system, natives of Tunisia or players on Tunisia sports team, all called volunteers. Plants that grow where they wish, called volunteers in gardening. Let's volunteer and its surprising benefits. With busy lives, it can be hard to find time to volunteer. However, the benefits of volunteering are anonymous to you, your family, and your community. The right match can help you find friends, reach out to the community, learn new skills, and even advance your career. Volunteering can also help protect your mental and physical health. Learn more about the many benefits of volunteering and tips on getting started as a volunteer. Volunteering connects you to the others. One of the better known benefits of volunteering is the impact of the community. Unpaid volunteers are often the glue that holds a community together. Volunteering allows you to connect to your community and make it a better place. Even helping out with the smallest task can make a real difference to the living people, animals, and organizations in need. And volunteering is a two-way street. It can benefit you and your family as much as the cause you choose to help. Dedicating your time as a volunteer helps you make new friends, expand your work network, and host your social skills. Volunteering helps you make new friends to get new contacts among the society and your community. One of the best ways to make new friends and strengthen existing relationships is to commit to shared activity together. Volunteering is a great way to meet new people, especially if you are new to an area. Volunteering also strengthens your ties to the community and broadens your social support network, exposing you to the people with common interests, neighborhood, resources, and fun and fulfilling activities. Volunteering increases your social and relationship skills as well as at the same time. While some people are naturally outgoing, these are shy. Some people are shy and have a hard time to meeting new people. Volunteering gives you the opportunity to practice and develop your social skills. Since you are meeting regularly with a group of people in common interest, once you have momentum, it's easier to branch out and make more friends and contacts. Volunteering as a family. While it might be a challenge to coordinate everyone's schedules, volunteering as a family has many worthwhile benefits. Children watch everything you do. By giving back to the community, you show them firsthand how volunteer makes a difference and how good it feels to help other people and animals and enact change. It's also a valuable way for you to get to know organizations in the community and find sources and activities for your children and family. Benefits of volunteering. Volunteering is good for your mind and body. Volunteering increases self-confidence. Why? Volunteering can provide a health boost to your self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-satisfaction. you are doing good for others and the community, which provide a natural sense of accomplishment. Your role as a volunteer can also give you a sense of pride and identity. And the better you feel about yourself, the more likely you are to have more confidence and positive view of your own in the future goals. Volunteering provides a sense of purpose. All the adults, especially those who have retired or lost a spouse, can find new meaning or purpose in their life by helping others. Whatever your age or life situation is, volunteering can help you make mind of your own worries, keep your mentality stimulated, and add more zest to your life. Eventually, volunteering combats depression. A key risk factor for depression is social isolation. Volunteering keeps you in regular contact with others and helps you develop a solid support system, which in turn protects you against stress and depression when you are going through challenging times. Working with pets and other animals has also been shown to improve mood and reduce stress and anxiety. Volunteering helps you to stay physically healthy. The physical activity involved in certain forms of volunteering, such as environmental projects in parks, natural reserves, and beaches, can be also for your health at any time, but it's especially beneficial to older adults. Studies have found that those who volunteer have a lower mortality rate than those who do not, even when considering factors like the health of participants. Volunteering has also been shown to lessen symptoms of chronic pain and heart disease. Say you have limited mobility. Can you still volunteer? People with disabilities or chronic health conditions can still benefit greatly from volunteering. In fact, research has shown that adults with disabilities and health conditions ranging from hearing and vision loss to heart disease, diabetes, and digestive disorders all show improvement after volunteering somehow. Whether due to disability, a lack of transportation or time constraints, many people choose to volunteer their time via phone or computer. There are many projects where you can help. Writing and graphic design lends itself to working at time. And in today's digital age, many organizations might also need help with email and websites. If you think home-based volunteering might be right for you, contact organization you like and ask about the possibilities. Some volunteer organizations may require you to attend an initial training or periodical meetings. You also to make sure that you are getting enough social contact and that organization is available to support you should you have any questions. The happiness effect of volunteerism: helping others, kindless happiness. Helping others kindles happiness, as many studies have demonstrated. When researchers at the London School of Economics examined the relationship between volunteering and measures of happiness in the large group of America's adults, they found that more people volunteered, the happier they were. According to study of social science and medicine, compared with people who ever volunteered, the odds of being very happy rose 7% among those who volunteer monthly and 12% for the people who volunteer every 2 or 4 weeks. Among weekly volunteers, 16% felt very happy, a hike in happiness comparable to having an income $75,000 to $100,000 versus $20,000, says the researchers. Benefits of volunteering, we continue with that, is volunteering can advance your career. If you are considering a new career, volunteering can help you to get experience in that level, in that area of interest before you get an actual job. Even if you're not planning or changing careers, volunteering gives you the opportunity to practice important skills used in the workforce, such as teamwork, communication, problem solving, project planning, task management, and time management organization. You might feel more comfortable stretching your wings at work once you have done these skills before you even join the work. Volunteering can provide a career experience. Volunteering offers you the chance to try a new career without making a long-term commitment. It is also a great way to experience in a new field. In some fields, you can volunteer directly at an organization that does the kind of work you are interested in. For example, if you are interested in nursing, you could volunteer at a hospital or in a nursing home. Your volunteer work might also expose you to professional organization or internship that could be benefited to your career in the future without even joining in the actual job force. Just because volunteer work is unpaid doesn't mean that the skills you learn are are basics. Many volunteering opportunities provide extensive training. For example, you could become an experienced crisis counselor while volunteering for a women's shelter, or knowledgeable art historian while donating your time as a museum docent. Volunteering can also help you build upon skills you already have and use them to benefit the greater community. For instance, if you hold a successful sales position, you raise awareness for your favorite cause as a volunteer advocate, while further developing and improving your public speaking, communication, and marketing skills. While learning new skills can be beneficial to many, it's not a retirement for a fulfilling volunteer experience. Bear in mind, most valuable skills can bring to any volunteer effort are compassion, an open mind, and willingness to do whatever is needed, and positive attitude. Volunteering brings fun and fulfillment to your life. Volunteering is a fun and easy way to explore your interest and passions. Doing volunteer work, you find meaningful interest, can be relaxing, energizing escape from your day-to-day routine of work, school, or family commitments. Volunteering also provides you with renewed creativity, motivation, and vision that can carry out into your personal and professional life. Many people volunteer in order to make their time to hobbies outside of their work as well. For instance, if you have a desk job or long to spend time outdoors, you might consider volunteering to help plant a community garden, walk dogs for an animal shelter, or help out at a children's camp. You'll have a richer and more enjoyable volunteering experience if you first take some time to identify your goals and interests. Start by thinking about why you want to volunteer. Also think about what you want to achieve from this volunteering thing. Let's talk about how to find the right volunteer opportunity. There are numerous volunteer opportunities available. The key is to find a volunteer position that would enjoy and capable of doing. Would you like to work with adults, children, or animals, or remotely from home? Do you prefer to work alone or as a part of a team? Are you better behind the scenes, or are you better at the front of the scenes? How much time you're willing to commit? How much responsibility are you ready to take on? What skills do you have to volunteer? What causes are important to you? What are things you want to achieve from volunteering? Consider several volunteer possibilities. After asking this question to yourself, answer and write them on a sheet. Then consider yourself for different types of volunteer jobs. In your search for right volunteer opportunity, don't limit yourself to just an organization or one specific type of job. Have options open for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have 5 options open for you. Whatever suits you more on this particular time, you can go for that. Sometimes an opportunity looks great on paper, but the reality is quite different. Try to visit different organizations and get a feel for what they like, and you click the other staff and volunteers. The more satisfaction you have as a volunteer, the better your contribution and the more likely you will continue. So that's like as an actual kind of job. What do we can find the volunteer opportunities? It could be community theaters, museum, monuments, libraries, or senior centers, service organizations such as Lion Club or Rotary clubs, local animal shelters, rescue organizations, or wildlife centers, youth organizations, sports teams, or after-school programs, historical restorations, national parks, or conservation organizations, place of worship such as churches or synagogues, online databases such as those contained in resources sections. How much time should you volunteer? You should consider that. You should not ruin your own career by volunteering, obviously not, because your own career comes first. Volunteering doesn't have to take over your life to be beneficial. In fact, research shows that just 2 to 3 hours per week, or about 100 hours a year, can confer the most benefits to both you and your chosen cause. The important thing is to volunteer only the amount of time that feels comfortable to you. Do not go over the line. Volunteering should feel like a fun and rewarding hobby, not another chore on your to-do list. Let's talk about getting the most out of the volunteering. You are donating your valuable time, so it's important that you enjoy and benefit your time while volunteering. Ask yourself the question. You want to make sure the experience is right for your skills, your goals, and the time you want to spend. If you have any questions, be sure to speak up. Simply Question to your volunteer coordinator might address your time commitment. If there is any training involved, who you will be working with, and what to do if you have questions during your experience. Make sure you know what is expected from you while doing the volunteer works. If you don't know what is expected from you, you can't set yourself a goal, and then you will be feeling like lost in the middle of the jobs. Don't be afraid to make a change. Speak up if your experience isn't what you expected. Don't force yourself into a bad fit to do volunteer. So talk to the organization about changing your focus and consider looking for another match. If volunteering overseas, choose carefully. Some volunteer programs abroad can cause more harm than good. If they take much needed paying jobs away from local workers, look for volunteer opportunities with reputable organizations. And most of all, enjoy yourself. Most importantly, make sure you're having fun. The best volunteer experiences benefit both the volunteer and the organization. If you're not enjoying yourself, ask yourself why. Is it the right volunteer job for you? Is it the job you want to do? The people you are working with, is it the right people you want to work with? You are uncomfortable simply because the situation is new or familiar. How to get used to it? Pinpointing what's bothering you can help you decide how to proceed. After that, why is volunteering important? It's a pretty common mistake to think of volunteer as just something nice that people can do. Sure, it may make them feel great about helping, but what impact does it really have? Let's talk about getting things done by volunteering. Volunteers have an enormous impact on the health and well-being of communities worldwide. Think of all the ways a volunteer make a difference to the day-to-day life. Volunteer deliver critical services, from serving as a volunteer firefighters or participating in search of rescue, to deliver meals to home-brand senior homeless youth, to manning the phone lines and domestic violence and sexual assault centers. Volunteers help to keep your neighbors, street parks, rivers green spaces, water clean and safe for everybody. Volunteers tutors teach, mentor, coach, and support young people with everything from math, homework, to dealing with personal crises, to football and soccer journeys. Volunteer work dogs, pet cats, clean cages, help with adoption and feedings, contribute volunteering expertise to organizations like animal shelters and wildlife rehabilitation centers. Volunteer educate the people of health and safety. Doctors and nurses donate time and medical knowledge to free clinics and natural civil disaster areas worldwide. Volunteers take tickets in film centers and performing arts events, lead tours and museums and historical societies, and ensure that arts and cultural festivals from small-scale gatherings to massive multi-stage concerts run smoothly. Volunteers build houses and schools, dig wells, and repair infrastructure around the globe. If you get the idea. Another way to measure the impact of volunteers is to take a look at statistics like hours served and the economic value of the volunteer time around the world in each and every year. According to Corporation for National and Community Service, 61.8 million individuals in the United States contributed 8 billion hours of volunteerism in 2008 alone. How amazing is that? The economic value of all volunteering, 162 billion US dollars. To put that is context, that is roughly equivalent to 2008 gross domestic product GDP of Egypt. And that's just US volunteers. To check out your country's stat, you can go to the website and you can find your own country's stat, how much volunteerism happened in your country. And if it's really low, why not to try? We can start trying today, get this higher. Volunteers are critical partners and participants in societies throughout the world, whether actively giving their time through a formal or ad hoc organization, or taking part in what times called informal volunteering, where citizens voluntarily participate in community activities, or provide personal care for family, friends, and neighbors, or even strangers as a part of accepted culture of norms of giving reciprocity. The impact of non-volunteers. Finally, here's one more way to visualize the impact of volunteers. Try this little exercise. Imagine if one day all volunteers simply did not show up. What would our cities, towns, states, provincial parks, schools, and what basic need would go unmet? what opportunities to grow, learn, and thrive as a society would be lost. The truth is likely to cross path with a volunteer at least once, if not several times a day, no matter where you are in the world. Let's talk about volunteer opportunities now. What are the opportunities we can be getting as a volunteer? We could gain experience. Working in the field of position that has transferable skills will help you become more experienced when you are looking for the job, which will make you ready to go further and get ready for your interview in the future. How about resume building? Add volunteering to your resume. Businesses, either for or not for profit, want to see that you have been busy. So show them how you took the initiative to volunteer at a local non-profit and be specific on what you did. Write them down, break it down, and then show them that's what you did. Being the leader or creating a new and helpful tool will prove to the potential employer that you are an asset to their organization already before even start the work. Gaining new skills, according to study, we show that the volunteers can join any kind of volunteering job, which they can achieve more skills, and that helps in the future for their own job. Work experience is invaluable. There are some things you can't learn in school. So by volunteering, you are in a new environment, observing people in their jobs, and hopefully you are given task that challenges you. If not, ask for something that will challenge you and make you a better person with your career. Try it on. Try something you are interested in. This way, if you don't like it, you will know before you take classes or apply for the job and then realize it's not what you want to do as a career. Meet more people, meet new people, and share some ideas, and that way you can get more ideas. Not only do you get into gain experience, but you met people who can be a potential reference when you job hunting. If you made the right impression, or they may recommend as a place of apply. Let them know you are looking and ask for them to be on your list as a reference after you have shown them what you can do. Say a potential job. As a volunteer, this may lead to a job. Non-profit makes a large percentage of organization in Sonoma country, and therefore many jobs are found there. Prove what you can do, and they may find funding to keep you. Job hunting. See every step as a practice for when you job hunt, from the initial conversation of the phone when you introduce yourself to the showing up on the scheduled time to volunteer. This is like a job and good time to practice how you present yourself and are seen. Take it as a learning opportunity. Let's talk about thinking of a college. Yeah, college application asks for community service, but since it's getting more competitive, not only do you show your volunteer time, but you need to stand out by taking a leadership role or again creating something that new addresses a need to the community. Feel great about making a difference. While you're volunteering, make a big difference. And the very final thing, lastly, but more importantly, volunteering leads you to find the joy and serving others and helping to improve our local community, your society, make a difference, meet people, get new skills, and add a whole lot of experience towards you as a volunteer. Why don't you make a change this today? Starting from today, we can change our community, we can change our country day by day in our everyday life. If you do the volunteer, next day your friend will do. People will learn watching. Let's try this starting from today. Thank you very much. That's all from my side. Have a good one.